I think one of the things that it did was strengthen our strengthen a certain perspective we have of it.
Yeah, to realize that we allowed ourselves to be told what we should and shouldn't do. It doesn't. We're not very susceptible to people's.
It should. It was a weakness there.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
And that
Sweet.
I like.
Yep.
It's over. Because just playing with a drum in a key is really pleasant.
It's really helpful. Not having that is really
It wears me out.
yeah,
Honestly.
because we used to have to hold it by ourselves.
And it
Yeah, and the only reason we allowed ourselves to do that is because people had been saying we don't like the loops. So we said we don't need it anymore, and I actually don't know what it was that we were thinking.
well, it's I think one of the things that happened was we sought external feedback about something that we didn't need to do.
Yeah.
And that put us in a weak position that enabled certain people to express something which it was confused, but which came out that way to us, and then had a very strong effect.
Very strong, to the point that we left the speaker at home.
And that's unfortunate. There's almost none of the people whose opinions we had that infiltrated us. We see it, talk to, or know at the moment.
Yeah, or have any connection with at all, really. Yeah. They're not in our life. They don't follow the vlog. They don't write to us. They don't.
That's interesting.
Very. Very. They're not involved in what we do in our life. And they never really, that's another thing, is realizing that they never really were. And yet we allowed them, their words to, because all the people it was these people that we really loved and respected and were happy that they loved what we do. And they were all saying, don't like the loops. That wouldn't have made, I mean, if I tell Ariel that, if I say that, you know, we ended up leaving our speaker at home, at John's house, because everyone was telling us they don't like the loops. So we allowed ourselves to be influenced by that, to leave them at his house.
I think for me, it's the thing that's the most interesting is it's really eye-opening to that, the susceptibility of that.
Yeah. We don't allow ourselves to be influenced by people like that.
When I think of loops, or when I think of the loops, when I think of that, and I think others who use that kind of system, Ours are original and create them.
We write them. I mean, saying they don't like what's the difference? It's our organic music as opposed to our electronic music.
There's this, speaking of frequency, which
Mhm.
is kind of a big thing for me.
And it was very logical when they would say it. Made sense. You go, oh yeah, that makes sense. But we really like the loops. We really like playing with them. We really like that support. We don't have a band. We don't have and we're both getting older. It's very difficult to hold stuff on our own. That's a very strange thing that I remember is we had this moment where I sent out a message to all of our friends. And I sent this long message, and I was saying, I really believe that our work deserves more attention, to be heard and loved and appreciated. And everyone wrote back in this way of saying, yes, I absolutely believe that this is true. And so I organized like this online thing for people to come to. Basically nobody came to it. I invited 50 or 60 people, and maybe about 10 or 11 people came. And then we did an in-person thing in Elizabeth's house, and then about maybe 3 people came to that. And it just was obvious that people don't care about our work getting any. And in the end, everybody was sitting around saying that they don't like the loops. The only person who didn't say that was Shay, because she loves her music the way it is. I should talk to her about it because she didn't say anything. She probably felt something about it. And I didn't turn to Shay and go, what do you think, Shay? You grew up on the loops. You don't know anything else. She'd say, I love them. What's wrong with them?
Yeah, she would have said that.
So, yeah, that's what happened. And so all of that happened, and then we're like, well, I guess we're leaving. And here we are.
And their idea of what great music or music that they like is that that it's really loud.
Mm-hmm.
That part has really changed. People no longer can hear soft music, and when they hear soft music, then they think that's the only thing that they want to hear from that particular person. In our case, we're kind of can be considered soft music. We also don't have any lyrics, and there are some people who think that music is just lyrics.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up on music like that.
Not I.
When I can listen to any number of music, but that doesn't have lyrics, and huge stories are happening in my head.
Yeah.
And when that stopped happening, then people lost track of music. They stopped. Everything became lyrics rather than the sounds, and the sounds are in many cases are extremely harsh.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand it. It just comes back and continues to return as something that is one of those mysteries that I want, because it influenced us in a really bad way.
It really did, because we left the speaker at home.
Yeah. And then when I started hearing the secondary and tertiary themes, it became this thing that how long did it take me? And I was extremely I was young, yes, but I was extremely musically aware. I've been hearing music for since I was born. I was accustomed to hearing sounds and listening for beautiful sounds, and et cetera, et cetera. So to see how long it took me to start getting it,
Yeah.
and then to experience how almost everybody who we've ever experienced, and we do not have simplistic music, even though your father wants to call it that. But his whole reason is I don't accept. People don't listen to our music enough to be able to know anything that's going on. I mean, how many? John listens to this thing for whatever period of time, and that's his comment.
As if it's fact.
Yeah, as if
He
it's
says
fact.
it as if it's fact, and he's not even listened to it.
It's so interesting. It's one of those things that I really feel that is a crux. When I hear much of the music that is so-called popular, it is so, what can I call it, lacking in
It's so empty.
empty.
And so how could anybody hear what we do when they consider that to be what music is?
Yeah. And that is actually one of the beauties of music, is that it can be so expansive. It can be so many. It can be so many things, so many ways. People then go, music is only like this. Music is only this.
Yeah.
The very culture itself is defined by its music, and here we hear the mariachi sound as a definition of music. And we actually don't play the violin anywhere near the way the mariachi violinist plays the violin. It's completely different. It's a sinuous expression. The mariachi is a kind of a scratchy, scraping thing. So it's almost like this modern way of playing music has taken things down to a place where the emotional depth that occurred from the 17th to the mid 21st century was eliminated.
Yeah.
And even composers, as we experienced from that composer teacher, who has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shower.
Okay. Look at our smoochies, and I found a gazebo. It's kind of close by. It's about a 13-minute walk that direction. So we're gonna go over there and see if it's somewhere we'd want to play. Do it again. Aw, so cute. Yay.
Salud. Salud.
Oh. I'm red in the face.
Salud. Salud, energía, fuerza, poder, sexy.
Sexy.
I'm ready for tonight.
Bye, Nacho. Thank
Take
you.
care, see you around.
Thank you. That's a sweet, tender sound. Please, will you caress my lips with your lips?
The acoustics there are good.
Your acoustics are good.
And when the kids get out of class,
You can go, whoa!
if they
they'd all be scared of you, and anybody who was there would tell you to stop.
Yeah. But if you were in school there and you got out of class and you went,
If I was in school there. What's your mood like?
it's sad.
Why?
It's not in that realm of I can't do this, I can't do that. It's sad because we have all these it doesn't seem like it's interesting.
What? It doesn't seem like what?
Support from people at large is difficult to gain. Going this way and like right now is difficult.
Too difficult.
I think we got
We're gonna play here.
We had a discussion about something that's kind of it kind of put us in a mood. So I just wanted to say that it's I really like playing with kids. If people can't take a joke and because this is what it lets me do. That's
Yes, of course.
That was fantastic. very beautiful. You guys are spoiling us.
Wow.
We're gonna expect it every night.
We're gonna do it every night now.
Okay, I was gonna say.
You don't
we're
have to
gonna
ask
expect
us.
it every night.
We feel shy, but we don't wanna bother
No.
people.
See if
We
we
didn't feel
have a
shy.
little
By the end
concert.
of
Yeah.
in a week, we'll be sitting where your violin case is, and
No, it'll be great.
I'll be handing out programs.
Okay.
Which will be selling popcorn.
I'm so glad we decided to play. Say again?
How long will you be here?
Until the end of the month.
So we have like 20 more concerts.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, put out like a jar there. We could have a nice
Yeah.
little.
Well, 5 o'clock. Well, what time is it now? What time is it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
just outstanding.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Like the symbolism or whatever that I feel like I'm on the ocean and
Oh.
there's like mermaids.
Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. I
When
love
my
it.
dogs start barking, they take that.
You ruined it.
I've lose the slippers in your house.
I'm just out of the house.
Yeah.
I was really not expecting that. So,
That's your name.
Leela, Leela, and Thoth is his name.
Thoth.
Thoth.
Perfect.
There's an Academy Award-winning documentary about him online if you want to watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how
Like
do
on
you find
YouTube?
it?
If you look up Thoth documentary, I can write it down for you. We just travel, yeah. Just do our thing.
And then you blog and
And I document it,
Yeah.
everything, including this moment.
Oh.
You guys will be online soon. Yeah.
Thoth,
That's-
she just calmed right down.
You did, didn't you?
They
You
like to
told.
be
She was like
dogs.
whoop, 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 wanting to sing, and then she calmed down. Yeah.
how long have you performed together?
15 years.
Is
You
that-
don't
is
even
it that
look
long?
15.
I know. I'm 35.
Wow.
He's 68.
Wow.
We found the fountain of youth.
Apparently.
You understand that? Like, yeah.
You look like,
You look, oh, I don't even think.
yeah, maybe.
35,
I appreciate it.
45, yeah.
Yeah,
And I never aged past 16
Where
or
did you
something.
meet?
Central Park, New York City.
And you were, one of you was performing.
He was
the
street
other-
performing. He was
you went
busking.
up to him and said,
Right.
I said, I love you.
That's basically what she said.
Yeah. He's a countertenor. Do you know that word?
No.
Countertenor. It's a musical term. It's the high male voice. So and I'm a coloratura soprano. So we both have very high voices.
In our thing.
Very harmonious. And that was instant. We just started singing and it's like, oh, okay.
It's very strange that happened.
Isn't it?
Very strange.
Galactic.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll play for we usually take like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. And then we just like to play regularly because we go crazy if we don't.
Yeah.
Getting that sound out of us
Stay
is,
too late to walk, so we don't leave until May.
Yeah.
we're not staying that
Our
long.
hearts are hurt.
And where will you be next? Where's your next
Where
destination?
are we? Florida?
Cancun for a few weeks, and then we're going back up to Florida to visit family, and then we're going off to
Where
Europe.
do you have family in Florida?
My dad,
Yeah.
Where are you going in Europe?
Lisbon, Barcelona.
Oh,
So I'm going in the summer. I'm going to Lisbon.
So are
No,
we.
you're
And I'm going to be there in June, first part of July.
We're gonna be there May 10th through
Wow,
like
that's
June
wild.
8th
And
or
then I'm
something.
going to a wedding in
Oh my God.
France, Toulouse, France, which is sort
We
of
love Toulouse.
Do we?
Yes, we do. Do we?
I don't remember
Southern
going
France,
there.
all those places.
Greece,
If
and
you
then.
stop performing, you'll age.
So how long are
You've
you-
got
long are
to
you in-
believe that. The frequency
Oh,
of
yeah.
your voices
Yeah,
is
the
what's
frequency is
keeping
quite
yourself
manageable.
Busk when
healthy.
you're there, like
Yeah.
I've never called what I do busking.
big
No.
garden.
I call it doing a ceremony in a sacred spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he
I
calls
don't-
it prayformance.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. I apologize. I'm.
No, it's not, and
That's
it's
what I
not
know it as.
meant to.
Yeah.
It's just nobody really knows what we do.
So you would then say in Lisbon, show up in a square and be sort of set up and play for an hour or something like that.
Yes, what we would do is there are really wonderful residences in Lisbon. Lisbon is made at the time when people wanted to communicate with each other across the space.
They go,
So they built spaces that
The
do
sound
that.
here is good.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
And so we go looking for them. We had our greatest success of our lives basically in Lisbon, in a opening of a garage.
Entrance to it, was like the entrance to a parking garage, but it sounds really boring and weird, but
Yeah.
it was like had amazing acoustics. It had
Yeah,
a
so that's what
staircase.
you're saying, the
Yeah.
acoustics.
Yeah, we
right?
looked for
Because that's a sacred spot, because in that place the sound is a womb of the sound mother, and you can, and all homeless people will take up residence in their spaces. They don't know what they're doing.
Right.
I do, because they're always there. We have to clean up.
Yeah,
But cleaning up's part of the job, and it is a wondrous
Making your space.
and divine job.
yeah.
Why
So
don't we-
pray for me.
Pray for me.
That's beautiful. Pray for me.
Yeah.
Good work.
And whereabouts in Lisbon? Like I've been to Lisbon before, and whereabouts? Do you know where you'll be in Lisbon? I'm gonna connect with you guys.
Yeah.
And so then I can follow along on YouTube and you're
Yeah,
gonna
because
tell me where to be.
She does it.
Yeah, I do it. I'm very obsessed. Yeah.
What's your YouTube channel?
Tribal Baroque. That's the name of our unit.
Okay.
And it's great.
Tribal Baroque. Tribal Baroque.
Yeah.
And
I'm
the,
starting tomorrow afternoon.
5:30.
is that when it is?
Yeah. We're doing a show, and all through the rest of the weekend.
You're
Yeah. We don't play. We don't play very long.
Well, we're going back to Florida in May on the West Coast, so you can come over there and play too.
That would be lovely.
Yeah. Well, we're going to Florida in April for a few weeks to see my dad, and before we go to Europe, because I don't know if we're ever going to come back to this area of the world again.
Probably
once
won't.
we go.
How lucky we were.
Yeah.
Are.
Oh, I'm so glad we played for you. I don't know why we get so shy. We're like, could we
Don't
play?
be shy. You guys are unbelievable. Fantastic.
Oh no! I mean, we would have been
Yeah.
gypped.
I heard you
What
the
a-
other
what a
day
gift.
play a song. By the time I got myself, I was working. That's Lily. Come on. Lily, come on.
Are you
By the
working
time
for
I got
Linda?
myself
Sing
together,
again,
you
or
had wrapped up your set.
Yeah.
So your sound is incredibly original. I mean, I couldn't. What do you consider to be your influences? I couldn't place them.
Really?
Yeah.
You couldn't even sort of. What would you imagine they would be?
Well, now that you've told me your name is it's Tribal Baroque, I think I've got a better idea.
Yeah. But in opera, we both trained. I mean, I trained as an opera singer for like 20 years, from when I was a kid until when I was 20 when I met him, and then and he trained as like a serious classical violinist for 30 years.
You want to bring your chairs over?
Sure. Oh, you don't even know. It's like not doing that for a little bit, even just a week. It all builds up and.
Thoth, are you originally from New York?
I was born in Manhattan General Hospital.
Okay.
That's
Long time
originally
ago.
from New York.
Yes. That's right. And I feel like a New Yorker. I feel mixed like a New Yorker, and I feel like coming through this area was all about ancestral.
Connection.
Yeah. So and I think that so much comment. So much. I think that we're basically star lovers. Our harmony, although into our ancestors, is really quite extraordinary. And that's possible.
Yeah.
But
What is your earthly ancestry?
Irish primarily, English. I have Irish relatives living in Ireland, so
See, I felt the Celtic.
yes.
yes, that's in the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
All the ancestors.
I grew up listening. I loved that kind of music as a
Lorena
kid.
McKennitt. And,
Yeah. I love
Oh
her.
gosh. Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that that's like a main influence for me. It's
No,
usually like
but-
Mozart and Verdi and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
They just did it. I gotta go look.
Made friends with everybody. What did she say?
And I don't it's somebody was saying that we are one with all and she says it's more than that.
It's more than that. That's
It's more than that. It's just more than that. And it was like, wow, because it was just so, it was deeply enthusiastic
So they heard you,
before that.
yeah, like just playing, and they were like, wow. That is so funny, you guys. It's fucking hysterical.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
No, thank you. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yay!
Your full power as a creative, expressive being.
Yes.
and you're allowing yourself that, and you're saying, you know what, I deserve to have this moment.
And these people, they intrinsically understood. This woman who I would never think in a million years that she would understand that. She said, it feels good now that you got that out, doesn't it? Because I said before we started, I said, we go crazy if we don't do this after a while, and she understood. Careful.
And about some of the cool places to go in Asia.
Ooh.
So she was basically, you know, touting them. They talked about Thailand and how much they love us.
How much they would love us in Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would.
They like my salted lassi. There's mint in it.
Is it?
It just feels really restorative. I've been thinking about death a lot. Mostly because of this season. I'm just quite wrapped up. And a lot also because of this book I read. It's basically about that. It's kind of like I want to eat it out of a bowl.
It's a strange thing to be dealing with life in this way, because we do something that is so uniquely beautiful and special and magical, and we just don't have anywhere to do it. And very few people are interested in it, and it's just a sacred, magical, beautiful thing. And any day that goes by in which I'm not able to do it with him is another day lost. And we just are in this extremely strange, unique position in which we have this beautiful gift and very few, if any, know where to share it. And it gets to me sometimes. Today it did, so I'm so happy we got to play. Aren't you happy we got to play, honey?
Yeah.